Hello my dear students, a very good morning to all. This is Vasavi Ma'am from NEET World, your biology educator for Foundation and CBSE. Yes, students, we have just started the second chapter, that is tissues. So, in the tissues we have done with the epithelial tissue and the next connective tissue and muscular tissue, and these all are the tissues which are going to come under the category of animal tissue, students. Okay, we have started the animal tissues, and we have completed all the three types of tissues like muscular, epithelial and connective tissues. We have done these all topics in the live session. So, you can go through the live chat, and then next there you can clearly watch all the sessions in our YouTube channel NEET World. Yes. So, today coming towards the today's particular topic. So, today we have left with two more types of tissues, that is nothing but nervous tissue and fluid connective tissue. Yes. So, today we are going to discuss about the fluid connective tissue. So, by seeing the background, all of you might get an idea that we are going to study about the blood cells, right. So, now without any delay, let us get started with the session. Yes. So, can you see this? Yes. Yes, students. See how actually the RBC cells are going to look like. See, these, yes, just a minute. See, now here is a clear animation how RBC cells, how the red blood cells are going to move in the blood vessels. See, this is how actually the RBC cells are going to look like. Now, we are going to learn about the different types of blood cells. We are going to learn about the WBCs, that is nothing but white blood cells, platelets, and then next we are going to study about the RBCs. These three topics we are going to cover in today's particular session. So, I hope everyone to be stay tuned until the session gets end, and later we are going to study about the functions of all the different types of blood cells also, students. Okay. So, now we will start about the different types of blood cells. So, look into this picture. So, there are different types of blood cells, okay, which are divided mainly into three categories. Yes, blood cells are divided into platelets, okay, these are divided into platelets. It is also called as thrombocytes, okay, here it is not visible, I am writing here, just please note down thrombocytes, yes. And then next it is divided into blood cells, red blood cells, that is called as RBCs. These are called as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes are nothing but RBCs. These are nothing but the red blood cells. Yes. Erythrocytes, and then next coming towards the last one, that is white blood cells. Yes, these are the WBCs, and these are of different types, okay. These are mainly categorized into 5 different types. So, we will learn about each and everything in detail in the upcoming slides, okay. So, these are of these following types like basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils, and the next lymphophils and lymphocytes, and the next monocytes. Basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils, and the next monocyte and lymphocytes. Okay, these all are the white blood cells which we are going to study now. Okay, clear with this particular chart? You can also make a note of this, and you can make a simple flow chart by looking into this diagram, students. Yes, now we will move into the definition. Okay, what actually the fluid connective tissue is going to contain. See, students, fluid connective tissue is mainly composed of two different components, that is blood and lymph. Okay. We are going to study the blood and lymph under the tissue called as fluid connective tissue. Yes. So, it mainly constitutes blood and lymph. Okay. So, previously when we are going to study the connective tissues, we have studied in detail based on the presence of matrix, based on the arrangement of matrix only. We are going to give a name whether it is a loose connective tissue or dense connective tissue. When we have studied about the areolar connective tissue, the fluid filled substance, the matrix is freely suspended, and inside the matrix only all the different irregular shaped cells are going to be present, right. So, when we have studied about the cartilage and bone, there we have studied that the matrix is very rigid. Okay, the cartilage matrix is somewhat semi-solid and soft in nature, hence we are calling it as a soft skeletal tissue. And when it comes to the bone, there the matrix is very rigidly arranged, okay, very rigidly arranged in the form of concentric circles, and we have called it as a lamella, right. So now here also the matrix is going to be present inside the fluid connective tissues, okay. So the matrix is actually in a fluid state, so that matrix is called as plasma, right. So plasma is a fluid. Plasma is a watery fluid which is going to be present inside the fluid connective tissue, and inside this plasma only many different types of cells are going to be suspended, and many different types of cells like WBC, RBC, and then next coming towards the, yes, platelets, all these cells are going to be suspended, and all these cells are going to be transported freely inside this fluid called as the plasma, okay. Plasma, it is going to provide a fluid nature to move all the cells, okay, as we are calling it as a fluid connective tissue. When it is arranged, yes, see example, okay, when it is composed rigidly, okay, when it is composed rigidly, okay, when the matrix is arranged hard and when the matrix is composed very rigidly, can all the cells move? No, okay. So just imagine this is all a complex and a rigid matrix, okay. So please let me fill up this. See everything, all these matrix is arranged very closely, and it is composed of very rigid in nature, it is not arranged in loose format, okay. Yes, clear. So just imagine this as a matrix which is a very rigid. So in this rigid nature, can you move the different types of cells like RBC and WBC, everything? So we need a matrix where all the cells can move freely, okay, where all the cells can move freely. In the animated video also you have seen that the RBC cells are moving rapidly and randomly and very fastly, okay. Once again I will show you the animation video, so by that you get a clear idea why actually the matrix is present in the form of a plasma, okay. It is actually present to just transport all the cells freely inside the fluid connective tissue. So now I have said that it is a rigid tissue. So now same, imagine it is, yes, it is a tissue where the matrix of the fluid connective tissue is made up of a fluid called as the plasma. See, it is very loosely composed, and inside these only different types of cells, okay. Different types of cells like RBC, WBC, and platelets are going to be moved freely, students. See, these are the RBCs, you just imagine, and next coming towards the WBCs, yes. So due to the presence of this loose composition and due to the presence of this watery nature of the matrix, all the cells can be freely transported. It means the fluid connective tissue requires a fluid, okay, it requires a fluid nature to transport these cells. Clear with the concept? Yes. So now see, look into this NCERT lines also. The blood is bright red fluid connective tissue, okay. How the color of the blood is going to be appeared, students? It is going to be actually red, okay. The blood is in the form of, the blood is in the red color. Why it is red in color, and actually which pigment is going to be present inside the RBCs, we are going to study about it now. And so now first we will discuss about the matrix of the fluid connective tissue, and then next we will study about the different types of cells which are actually present inside the matrix. Yes. So now coming towards the plasma. Yes. So now see, the plasma is only the matrix which is going to be present inside the fluid connective tissue. Now we will look into the plasma and its composition. See, inside our blood, okay, inside the blood 55% is made up of plasma. It means 55% is composed of the plasma. And next see here, the plasma is actually slightly alkaline, okay. It is alkaline and non-living. It is a non-living intracellular fluid. So it is alkaline in nature, and it contains 55% of the plasma, not blood, 55% of the plasma. Okay. So, inside that plasma, okay, 90 to 92% is made up of, 90 to 92% is made up of only watery fluid. Okay. It contains, it is mainly composed of water only. Okay. The percentage inside the plasma, okay, the water percentage is 90 to 92%. It lies in between the 90 and 92. Okay. When it comes to the solids, solids nothing but these are the non-watery substances. Okay. So, those are only just 8% students. Okay. So, in these 8% what it is going to include means it is going to contain some mineral salts and it is going to contain some nutrients and the next proteins. Nutrients, proteins and some mineral salts, all these together are going to form the 8% of the solid substances and the remaining 92% is going to be composed of only water. Okay. See here, in this pic you can understand clearly. See, only 4% is made up of WBCs and remaining is going to contain the 41% of the erythrocytes, that is nothing but RBC cells. Okay. Clear with the plasma, what actually the plasma is? It is just a matrix which is present in the fluid form inside the fluid connective tissue. Okay. So, in these fluid matrix only all the cells are going to be suspended and they are going to be moved freely. So, when it comes to the composition, maximum 92% is made up of the watery fluid, okay, and remaining 8% is going to contain some mineral salts along with the nutrients and plasma proteins. Okay. So, now we will discuss about the each and every types of cells. First we will start with the RBCs, red blood cells. Clear? So, we will learn about the RBCs. So, before learning about the red blood cells, once again look into this beautiful and interesting animated video, students. Yes. See, this is how actually the RBC cells, okay, this is how actually the RBC cells are going to contain, okay. So, they are going to move in this way. Can you see this? This is the shape, okay, this is the shape of the RBC cells and they are going to move freely, they are going to move continuously inside our blood. Okay. So, why actually these RBCs are red in color? What makes these RBC cells to appear red in color? Okay. There is a pigment called as, okay, there is a pigment called as hemoglobin. Okay. Hemoglobin is present inside the RBC cells and that hemoglobin is very rich in iron. Okay. Hemoglobin is a pigment which is going to contain the iron rich, yes, which is going to contain rich of iron. Okay. Iron is a very most abundant element which is going to be present inside the RBCs. Yes. So, now when, yes, clear with this animated video, now we will discuss into the, we will discuss about the NCERT lines regarding these RBC cells. So, please once again look clearly how actually the shapes of the RBCs are going to look like. Okay. Yes. Now, we will move into the, yes, now we are going to move into this theory part, its pigments. Okay. Yes. So, now coming towards the shape of the RBC. Okay. So, coming towards the shape, these are very small, okay, not that much enlarged, these are somewhat small, okay, these are round, clear, these are round in nature, these are very small and these are circular, and coming towards this shape, these are biconcave disc like shape. Okay. These are they are going to appear in the form of a biconcave disc like structures. See, look here. Okay. In this disc shaped manner they are going to be appeared, RBC cells. Clear? And so, the one of the most interesting fact about these RBC cells is, yes. So, the interesting fact about the RBC cells is they are going to lack the nuclei when they are going to be matured. So, in the initial stage the nucleus sometimes it may be present or absent, but mostly the RBC cells are going to lack the nuclei. It is one of the exception. Okay. See, RBCs are going to lack the nuclei when they are going to be matured. Okay. This is one of the most interesting fact and we can expect this question in the MCQ, students. Okay. So, I request you all to be remember this point. Yes. And how many number of RBC cells are going to be present? Nearly 5 million red blood cells are going to be present in our body. Okay. Clear with the shape? These are very small, round and biconcave. So now why actually they are going to be appear in red in color? Okay, they are red in color due to the presence of a pigment called as hemoglobin. Okay, so the hemoglobin is going to contain iron rich pigment. Okay, it is actually rich in iron. Okay, and it is a iron rich protein pigment, and this hemoglobin, the main function of the hemoglobin is it is going to combine with the oxygen. Okay, it is going to combine with the oxygen. See, when we are going to consume the food, when we are going to eat the food, the undigested food is going to be sent out to the excretory system, whereas the digested food is going to be absorbed into our body, and later the digested food is going to be combined with the RBCs. Okay, so the digested food is going to be yes, it is the digested food is going to be transported throughout our body to provide the energy. So now this hemoglobin is going to combine with the oxygen. The hemoglobin will combine with the oxygen to form the oxyhemoglobin. Okay, to form the oxyhemoglobin. This also you need to be remembered mandatorily. Yes, clear with the RBC cells? Now we are going to discuss about the WBCs, white blood corpuscles. Okay, red blood corpuscles, that is nothing but erythrocytes are been completed. Now we are going to study about the white blood corpuscles. Okay, see, these are large sized nucleated cells. Can you find the nucleus in the RBCs? Okay, just now we have discussed now. Can you see the nuclei in the RBCs? No. Okay, RBCs, okay, RBCs are always going to lack the nuclei, but when it comes to the WBCs, it is going to contain large sized, okay, it is going to contain the large shaped nuclei. Can you see here? And that nucleus is also not going to be remain in circular. See, when you are going to look into the cell, actually the actual structure of the cell is going to look like this. It is going to be circular in manner, and inside this we can find the nucleus, and inside here it is going to be surrounded with the cytoplasm, and next here we can see the cell membrane, and then next later cell wall. This is how actually the cells are going to be look like. Clear? So, but when it comes to the white blood cells, inside the white blood cells, the nucleus which is circular in shape generally, it is not going to be as circular in the white blood cells, because they are going to appear like a lobed structure, students. Can you see here? See, different types of lobed like structures are going to be present. Based on the lobes only, these are of different types. Okay, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, monocytes and lymphocytes. We are going to discuss about it, so no need to worry. Okay. See, this is how actually the different types of RBCs are going to be look like, and these are going to vary its shape of the nucleus. These are the large sized nucleus cells. Okay. Yes, and they shows the amoeboid movements and plays an important role in defense mechanism. Can you see? They are going to show the amoeboid movement. Okay, irregularly shaped. Okay, they are going to show some amoeboid shaped movements. Why? What is the reason to show that, to perform that type of movements means they are going to act like a defense mechanism. It is nothing but whenever any pathogens or else any allergens are going to enter into our body, they are going to come under the action and they are going to perform the phagocytosis. Okay, they are going to ingest the, they are going to fight against with the foreign materials. That is what we are calling it as the WBC cells are going to act like a defense mechanism cells. Okay, yes. So now coming towards it, so these WBCs are also again divided into two main types, phagocytes and immunocytes. So phagocytes are going to be carrying out the functions by engulfing the pathogens. So phagocytes are the cells, these are the which are going to come under the phagocytes, we are going to learn it. Okay. So the phagocytes are the cells which will fight against the disease causing microorganisms, and when coming towards the immunocytes, these are the cells which are going to release the antibodies towards those particular antigens. Okay, phagocytes are going to release the antigens. Okay, they are going to be, yes, they will engulf the pathogens, and when they are going to engulf the pathogen, okay, when the pathogen is going to remain for a long time in our body, what is going to happen, students? The diseases are going to cause, right? So to fight against that pathogens, the antibodies are going to come under the action. So that antibodies are going to be produced by the cells called as immunocytes. Okay, immunocytes are the cells which are going to secrete the antibodies. Okay, so please try to remember these all the things you are also going to learn in your higher studies also. Okay, so it's very better to learn the basics here itself. Yes, So coming towards the neutrophils, okay, neutrophils will engulf, okay, they are going to capture, they are going to engulf and digest the disease causing pathogens. Where are neutrophils here? See here, these are the neutrophils. They will engulf and they will engulf the bacteria and they will digest all those bacteria, they are going to digest those pathogens, okay. These are the neutrophils. Next coming towards the eosinophils, they shows the allergic responses. See here, here the pathogens are entered and then next it is going to digest, and next coming towards the eosinophils, they are going to see, they are going to show the allergic responses and antihistamine properties. When any pathogen will enter into our body, what happens, some allergic reactions are going to be taken place. So that allergic responses, okay, so to that particular pathogen, that allergic responses is going to be shown by the cells called as eosinophils. So coming towards the basophils, they are going to release heparin and histamine. What are heparin and histamine? Heparin is an anticoagulant, okay, anticoagulant in the sense it is going to stop the blood clot, and the histamine is nothing but, see here students, when any pathogen is, when any mosquito bite or when any injury is going to occur to our body, what happens when any injury is going to occur to our, when any injury is going to be performed on your hand or else something, at that time inflammation is going to be taken place, okay. Why that inflammation is going to be occurred? So that inflammation is going to stop the spreading of the disease towards the another particular locations, okay. So that histamine is a cell, okay, histamines are going to cause the inflammations in the diseased areas or else in the injured areas, okay, in the injured areas or else any cut parts, there the histamine is going to cause the inflammation, okay. So if there is no inflammation, what happens? That is going to be spread continuously throughout the hand or else throughout the particular injured areas. So now antihistamine is nothing but which is going to block those properties, which is going to block all these allergic responses, okay. This is all about the WBCs. Yes. So here can you see all these cute pictures, okay. To make the concept clear, to understand the different types of cells, I have put these cutest pictures, students. So please look into it. You can also note down, okay. See, these are the basophils, okay. Yes, these are the basophils, and next eosinophil, and these are the neutrophils, okay. So what is a function of the neutrophils? See, they are going to digest the disease causing pathogens, okay. See, that is what it is, very angry, okay. It is waiting when that pathogen is going to enter and it is waiting to digest that pathogens, okay. And this is the eosinophils, okay. It will show the allergic responses. See, when these pathogens has entered, see, it is showing the allergic responses. This is about just the white blood cells, okay. So now coming towards the, yes. So now we will discuss about, yes, monocytes and lymphocytes. Yes, students. So monocytes are the bacteria, okay. Monocytes are the cells which are going to engulf the bacteria and cellular debris at the injured sites, okay. See, this is actually a monocyte. We are calling it as a monocyte because it is going to contain only single nucleus, okay. Monocyte is a type of a WBC cells. It is a type of white blood cells which is going to contain only the nucleus, single nucleus is going to be present. So actually the main function of this monocytes is it is going to digest and it is going to engulf the cellular debris. It is nothing but it is going to collect all the cellular waste materials, and the next the lysosomes are going to break down all the cellular waste debris by releasing some hydrolytic enzymes. Yes, coming towards the lymphocytes, okay. See, lymphocytes are going to secrete the antibodies. These are actually the immunocytes which are going to release the antibodies to fight against the disease causing microorganisms like antigens, okay. These are going to release the antibodies, okay. You have to remember it. See, antibodies are going to be produced or antibodies are going to be secreted by the lymphocytes. They are going to be fight against the disease causing pathogens or else antigens. Yes. So now coming towards the another third different types of blood cell, that is nothing but platelets. See, it is also very interesting to learn. See, platelets are the irregularly shaped cells. See, these are irregularly shaped cells and these are non-nucleated. In these also nucleus is absent. Okay, nucleus is going to be lacked in the RBCs and in the platelets. Okay, the nucleus is completely absent in the platelets and RBCs. Okay, when their RBCs are going to mature, at that time the nucleus is going to be absent, but in the platelets these are irregularly shaped cells. Here we cannot find the nucleus. Okay, and these are fewer than RBCs. When compared to the number of RBCs, how much, what is the percentage of the RBCs? They are going to be 5 million types of red blood cells in our body. So, when compared to that 5 million types of red blood cells, 5 million red blood cells, so in that the count of the platelets, okay, the platelets are very less. Okay, platelets are, yes, see, platelets are less than RBCs. Okay. When compared to the number of RBCs, when compared to the number of red blood cells, the number of the cells, the number of the platelets is very less and they are more than WBCs in number. They are less than the RBCs and they are more than the WBCs. Okay. See, less than and more than. See, they are more than WBC cells and they are less than the RBC cells. It means they are going to be performed in between the middle. Okay. So, and it plays an important role in maintaining the blood clotting. So, what does it mean? I will be explaining you about this particular picture, students. So, no need to worry. So, please just imagine there is just an injury or else there is any damage to your particular hand, okay, to your particular epithelial tissue. Okay, when there is any damage or else when there is a particular injury to our hands, at that time what happens? The blood is going to be flown continuously. Okay. So, when all the blood is going to flow continuously, at that time many different types of blood disorders may arise. Okay. So, many different types of diseases may occur. So, instead of to stop that flow of blood, okay, to stop the blood flow, there are the specialized cells which are going to be occupied at the particular injured site. Okay, it means, see, look into this diagram. Suppose if this is the epithelial tissue, okay. See, this is, imagine just this is your hand, okay, and here there is an injury, okay, and here there is an injury to your hand, okay. At that time, the blood is going to be flown freely here actually. See, this is actually the some type of any organ or any part of your body. See, here is an injury and the blood is going to be flown continuously. Okay, see, this is the damaged blood vessel. So, at this particular damaged blood vessel, there are specialized type of cells which are going to be activated. The special cells called as the platelets. Okay, these are also called as thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. Okay, small b. See, thrombocytes are also called as the platelets. Okay, these are going to be activated and they are going to be come under the action where actually the injury is going to be happen. Okay, so if this is the injured part, if the blood is going to be flown continuously at this particular part, all the activated platelets will come and occupy these cells and they are going to block that injured area and they are going to prevent the blood flow and they are going to stop the flow of the blood. This is actually about the platelets. Okay. Platelets are the irregularly shaped cells. These are also not going to contain the nuclei and they are going to become activated when there is an injury to our particular organ or particular tissue. Okay. After activation, they are going to block and they are going to stop the flow of the blood. Okay. Yes. So, now lastly we are going to look into the lymph and its functions. See, lymph is a very colorless connective tissue. It is going to contain only plasma. Okay. It is mainly composed of the plasma and here we cannot find the platelets, okay, and WBCs, RBCs. These three are absent, okay, which is going to be present only it is composed of the plasma and it is actually meant for the exchange of materials in between blood and tissues. Okay, it is just meant for the exchanging some nutrients and minerals in between the blood and tissues. Okay, and lymph is also going to help in protecting body against the microorganisms. It is also going to act like a defense mechanism. It is also going to fight against, and it is going to show some responses towards the particular microorganisms. It is a colorless fluid. It is going to contain only plasma, RBC, WBC and platelets are completely absent in the lymph. Okay. Yes. Now next coming towards the functions of fluid connective tissue. It is very, very important. You can remember either any 4 or 3 types of functions. See, the main function of the connective tissue is to transport materials. To transport which type of materials? Like oxygen, nutrients, and the next to send the waste outside from the body. See, after when we are going to eat the food, after digestion it is going to be absorbed, and the absorbed food is going to be transported throughout the body by the help of the blood cells. Okay. And then next later in that absorbed food only that some of the nutrients are also going to be present. So, along with that nutrients are going to be circulated throughout the body through these RBCs. Okay, then later the remaining undigested fluid or else remaining undigested things are going to be sent out in the form of waste, and they are going to be transported to the kidneys for the filtration and everything. Okay. Yes, next coming towards the, they are going to maintain the homeostasis. Homeostasis is nothing but maintaining the constant internal temperature of our body with the surrounding environment. Okay. Clear with this term? Homeostasis in the sense the temperature which is present in our surrounding environment, it should be equal to our body temperature, then only we can perform the activities as our wish. Okay. So, next coming towards this third function, they provide a watery environment for the cells. Okay, as we have discussed about it, they are going to give the fluid that is called as plasma. So, in that only different types of cells are going to be transported, and they are combating the diseases against the infection. It is called as defense mechanism. Which cells are going to show the defense mechanism? WBCs. Okay, these are going to show the defense mechanism against the pathogens or else any microorganisms, and they are going to prevent the blood clot during the injury times. Which cells are going to prevent the blood clot? Which cells are going to prevent the blood flow? Okay, platelets. And which cells are going to help in the blood clot formation? Heparin. Okay. Just now we have studied heparin. It is very most important. It is going to be act as an anticoagulant. It is going to stop the blood flow. Clear with the functions? They are going to, the main function of the fluid connective tissues is they are going to transport the nutrients, and then next they are going to send the waste from our body, and then next they are going to help, that is nothing but platelets are going to be helped in the they are going to stop the flow of blood at the injured areas, and heparin is an anticoagulant which will help in the blood clotting. And next coming towards the WBCs, they are going to act like a defense mechanism against the disease causing microorganisms. Okay. So, clear students, this is all about the fluid connective tissues. Okay. So, we have learned in detail about the fluid connective tissues. We have done with the plasma, that is the matrix of the fluid connective tissue, and then next we have discussed different types of RBCs, and we have discussed different types of WBCs, and then next lymph. Actually fluid connective tissue is only made up of blood and lymph. We have discussed about lymph, and then next we have completed the WBCs, platelets and RBCs along with its functions. Okay. So, in the next upcoming session we are going to discuss the most important NCERT exemplar questions, and we are left over with the one type of specialized tissue, that is called as the nervous tissue. That is also very, very important. From that particular topic, from that particular tissue, we can expect one type of 2 marks questions, children. Okay. So, please stay tuned until the next session. Okay. And then next, like, share and subscribe to NEET World. Thank you.